So a warm welcome also from our side. I mean, our side, we are 3 people right now, and it looks very different for you maybe. Why? Because this is for us also an experience. Can we really have with spatial computing and live demo here on stage? And I think, yes, we can. And before we go here in any detail about technical or digital twin or spatial computing, industrial metaverse, I would say, Ben, hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
All good.
Great. I mean, do we have any live connection to your device?
I think that video feed over there is me, and you guys can see yourself. Basically, what you're seeing is what I'm seeing, which is actually a pretty cool experience. And you can kind of see I have things staged here that we're going to go through a little later. I'm actually getting a FaceTime call for some reason right now. Is that you, I believe? Oh, look. Daniel's calling me on FaceTime. So I'm just going to log in here. And this is kind of to show you the difference between spatial computing and a standard XR headset. This would be almost impossible to do. So I am going to, click and start FaceTime. You'll see the virtual me right now. You'll see the virtual Daniel.
And now I'm switching on my spatial one.
And now you see beyond the virtual. Because as you can see, the real one's there, but what I'm looking at is actually the virtual one. I know on a 2D screen this looks a little strange, but if you actually have the chance to try this and actually see the spatialness of it, what the human brain does is actually think this is real, which is actually pretty cool. Like, you could almost, I know it looks, you can't believe this, but when we do this, we can almost feel each other. You feel like an electricity, which is actually pretty cool. That's why don't punch each other in the face. That wouldn't be good.
It's amazing. I mean, it's a question if that one really nice when you're seeing me, but I mean, I'm seeing Ben in here, young, professional, and very dynamic, I would say. Yeah, now he's smiling. Yeah, that's cool, actually. Huh?
Yes, and I thought I could share some videos and some pictures with you guys and just to show how this works. When I go here and I say share my entire, I can't actually share it because that breaks a bunch of security stuff. So I'll share it with you guys. Daniel can look at the screen, unfortunately. But just to give you an idea of spatial computing and how spatial computing works, you guys see this picture that I'm looking at right now. This was me somewhere over Saskatoon, Canada, on an airplane doing some work. It's hidden by privacy, but you can see this black square here is actually my computer screen originally. And this is actually, you can see the map of the airplane, that's the seat back of where I was. So this totally changed how I travel, how I work on the road, how I work anywhere. You could see when I look at my computer screen, it says connect. I'm not going to do it now because I'll end up sharing the feed over and over again and we'll all get violently ill. But normally I click connect and instantly my MacBook is in front of me. I didn't have to install any special software. It just works out of the box. This, you've already seen this. This is actually how we meet at Unity, my team, quite regularly for the last month. We'll meet this way. We're all remote workers. We all work in different cities across Canada. It actually makes you feel like you're actually here. I feel like I have Daniel twins with me. To give you an idea, this is a video I had. I think you guys are seeing this. These are apps that may look very familiar to you. Unfortunately, this is Word, I believe. You'll see I have, if I go a little quicker, this is PowerPoint. This is Excel. These are all native apps that work wherever I am in the world. In this headset, I don't need a Mac. No, right? I'm not connected to my Mac. These things all work. There's Teams. I can make Teams calls. I can make Zoom calls. If you use Slack, I have Slack. These are all the things that you have on your computer. Essentially, why this is considered a spatial computer versus an XR headset is because I could do all the things that you do on a normal computer without that pane of glass. I can move things around my room. I could take full space. And I'm able to actually take advantage of the entire space around me wherever I am. I'm not bound to a computer screen or an iPhone screen or an iPad screen. I'll try not to move my head too much because then you get too much movement. looks like we're getting another person joining us.
Ah. We're joined.
We can close that. Whoops, I lost him.
I'm in.
Nothing
Oh.
like on-screen stuff when we try having 3 people on a FaceTime call for the first time.
That's normal. I mean, we are live, so it's okay.
I'll call him back.
Maybe for all the others who are watching out in the live stream, we start this demo here, and there was sitting only, I would say, 10 people. And if you're now turning the camera, there's always a crowded place. There's a lot of people standing here everywhere. Crazy.
Don't you love live demos when you're trying a FaceTime call and it's not answering?
I just hang over and join it again. So Ben, I see you.
We have the real you. Well, you're getting a little too close for me, but you know, you got to watch out with workplace environments if you get a little too close. I believe we have another colleague, Daniel, somewhere over there who should be trying to call us.
Yeah, I think waiting. Daniel, can you put on the left button maybe for waiting?
Yeah. You see that? Could you call?
So maybe Daniel, are you live on the mic that we can hear you here on stage? Can you say something? Is that microphone working?
Ich warte.
I think he can't hear us because of the loudspeakers are only here. But
In the meantime, I could talk
Yeah.
about what we put together as a digital twin. So if you guys saw the battery machine robot over there, this is basically its twin in here. Daniel's in the way there. And some of the interesting things that you could do is this normally would be wired in with all the telemetry, with everything as its visualized digital twin. And you'll watch, I'm looking at temperature and I just click my fingers and I can quickly go through the dashboard without having any effort.
Kannst du denen mal sagen, ich soll mich in
I
die
could
Sitzung reinlassen?
try.
we can hear you. Sorry. Yeah.
Another thing we did is this booth, which you all have seen, which you've all gone through. And you can see the detail of it. And this is basically the digital twin of the booth.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Perfect.
we can.
Ah, you're here.
Hey, Daniel.
Yeah. Hey Ben, I have an issue with this machinery. Can you please let me in your FaceTime chat with Daniel so I can show you what is not working?
Yes. You have to call me, though. I'll ring you. Or maybe, oh. Why don't you call me, Daniel? B.
Sorry?
Call me.
Let me call you.
This is always the situation of live. So we tried it before, but
And it worked
as we
perfectly.
played so good that, and we were so focused of the input, and maybe in that time it tried really well. Because the funny thing about that is also this avatar. We started in the morning to just getting this feeling about how can we interact with each other. And oh yeah, I get the call as well. Left, oh no, Ben, you left and me, okay?
Yeah, I'm joining the Daniel who needs my help.
No worry.
Daniel, I kind of see you. Unfortunately, my headset's getting a little too hot here with all the lights on it, so I can't actually see your persona. But if you have a problem with the machine, could you share your view so I could see what you're seeing on the actual machine, please?
The other Daniel? Danny Bilbert?
No, I'm waiting to be let in into the meeting.
Sorry, I forgot there's 2 Daniels. Daniel Beerwith, could you please share your screen so I could see the machine?
I think he can't hear us, or?
Sorry?
Share your screen.
Sorry about the confusion. Yeah.
Like always. You tried a lot, but then at the point, as we saw also our counselor in the media with Siemens, sometimes it's not working. But the cool thing about our demo is that no one has tried this before, and as every time, what we see in here is
There we
Yeah.
go. Now it's working.
So, perfect.
So
Now I can
as you
see
can
it.
see, I could be anywhere in the world. I could be a tech person. I could be anything. I could be in any country in the world. And now I'm actually seeing on this screen in front of me what Daniel's seeing. So I think you're probably seeing it on 2 different screens here. So I can help him try to troubleshoot what's happening in the machine. The beauty is if I also have that digital twin, now I could start making space around me, starting to take advantage of everything. Now you're seeing what a spatial computer really is. I could start looking at the overview of where we are, trying to find where the battery machine is, noticing the battery machine isn't working. I could actually then grab the actual real battery machine, the virtual version, and compare it to the real one, and start troubleshooting it with Daniel. As you can see, Daniel, I'm not sure we could hear him, but at least you could see he has an overlay exactly the same that I have in terms of the virtual one. He has an overlay over the real one that you're seeing in that. So he actually on site could start seeing the same thing. We can go troubleshooting it. Daniel,
Exactly.
you want to, sorry, I can't hear you, but speak.
Yeah, Ben, I just noticed the machinery stopped in the assembly process at around about 60%. And I just checked, so the temperature is fine. I cannot really see an issue. I also see the video, what it looked like a couple of minutes ago, where it was still working. And what I also noticed, when I pull up the Power BI with the actual production data, this is what you see here, I can see it stopped like at 3:27 to send any data with an error message false, but I'm not really sure how to resolve this error. Maybe you have some smart advice what we can do about it. Also here, if I pull up the telemetry data, I see like no position updates for the scan tree at the moment.
I think I have a secret for you. You see that big red button around the corner? Try pressing that. I think that should actually work.
Let me give it a try.
Or not.
Yes,
Oh, there you go.
it's working.
Yay. See? So this
great.
is Remote Assistance 101, basically. Just to give you guys like some extra information. So the digital twins are all done in Unity. The FaceTime call is Apple. This comes out of the box. The being able to share your screen, being able to share your apps, this all happens as part of the device. That's one of the beauties of the device in terms of being able to collaborate, being able to work together. It's very interesting having people, once I go back to Vancouver, Canada, I'll be able to have meetings with these 2 Daniels, and we'll still feel like we're in the same room together. They'll be able to show me what beautiful Berlin or Munich looks like. I could show them what Vancouver looks like. We could, totally talk together, and I think that totally changes how we start. It's kind of funny to see myself in that one. But
Yeah.
changes how we start communicating with each other.
Yeah, Daniel, come over to us on the stage. I mean, maybe a big applause for Danny. He was standing all the time at the machine. Just come on the booth, on the stage here. So if we're looking maybe from the technical perspective on the demo we have created together. So can you give us a little bit more detail about that?
Yeah, so regarding the technique that we used, we basically took the 3D construction model of this physical machinery. We loaded it into the Unity runtime environment, and then the next step was taking the metadata that describes basically all the kinematics of this real machinery, and we mapped this onto this 3D model that we already loaded into Unity. And then the follow-up step was setting up the connections so that we have basically the real and the virtual in sync. And this was done via a cloud backend that allowed us to listen in real time to the telemetry information coming from the real machinery. And this allows us to replicate the as-is situation in a virtual augmented way. And you can basically assess the real shop floor environment no matter where you are, and work collaboratively to make sure that the production process is running as best as possible.
So that means we have live data.
We have live data. It's coming in real time from a cloud backend.
And we directly see that in the glasses.
Exactly.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that possible?
It is possible.
Okay.
And also coming back to what we had talked about on Tuesday, where we had this operational twin discussion. What we have here now is like a mixture between an engineering representation of the machinery and the operational aspect of this machinery. And you might wonder, what is the difference? So here we have an aggregated view of the process. It's mainly focused on throughput information, sending telemetry data that describes the relative position of the scripper. Whereas in the engineering view, we have a more detailed view where we can also talk to each individual drive of this kinematic chain.
So, I mean, when I'm talking to our clients, the biggest question is about how long does it take to make something like this possible? Do you can give us a feeling? I mean, of course, we created this demo in a, I would say, very quick way. Mm-hmm. But even, I mean, if I have a big shop floor, for example, what do you do? Can you give the clients a little bit an estimation or a feeling about how long does it take?
It always depends on the data quality. Assuming you have a good representation of your shop floor, it's really fast and straightforward. So you take the data of your shop floor, load it in a real-time 3D environment. You already have a static, like what we call the level 1 twin. It's just a non-intelligent representation of your physical environment. And the next step was making it more intelligent by connecting it to the real data, to the IoT data stream. And overall, it took round about 1 week to process the whole shop floor data and then also set up the connection to the Azure backbone. However, we only needed 1 week because we didn't know what the interface looked like. So assuming you already have an expert team that has set up the cloud backend, it's straightforward. So it's just a matter of a day, I would say.
Maybe one question to you, Ben. I mean, you're working a long time with different devices. You have, as I have seen in the call, you have, not in that call, but I mean in our preparation calls, you have, I would say, every device at home. That's amazing. But can you give the audience maybe one thing why everyone here, and there are sitting a lot of people, have to buy that glasses instead of the others?
I'm hoping it's obvious. First of all, if you look at what's in front of me, I have multiple applications all open at the same time. It's not just one application. I'm seeing you guys as well as you're seeing me. Everything's clear. I'm not sure how it's coming through on video, but I'm seeing you clear as day. We've been doing hundreds of demos over the last 3 days of people walking around in crowds, people next to a step. No one's tripped, knock wood. No one's fallen down. In my experience, I've never seen another device that could actually do that. I get people onboarded in 2 minutes. Any other device, I've spent hours with people getting used to how to work in it. It's the interface of just looking and tapping becomes so natural after a while. If I just look at temperature and tap, it goes to temperature. That just becomes so intuitive that after a while, it almost feels like it's reading your mind. To me, that is a differentiator between every device, and my hope is starting later this year, we're going to see more devices on the market like this, more spatial computers, more looking at how do we increase productivity, how do we let people do their jobs, do their things from anywhere in the world, whether you're on an airplane, whether you're in a hotel, and be as productive as if they're sitting in an office, if not more productive. And I think that's the key feature with these devices. And I really think over the next 2 years, we're going to see spatial computing really explode.
Yeah, and I think there will be even a lot of use cases, and you also can join us after the session, and definitely we can have a deep talk about what kind of solution and what kind of scenarios we can use those glasses. And yeah, I think if we're looking at the time, it's like it's over for that moment, but that means not that maybe we can maybe have one question, or is that do we have the time for Lydia? Yeah, I think we have time. Just one question, okay?
Portia will be okay with this. So.
Okay. So, who of you has the question? Is everything clear for you? That's. I think then we explained it quite well.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
I think people are overwhelmed. Daniel.
Yeah, I never saw also 3 people on stage with a Vision Pro.
Probably not.
Thanks a lot to this great panel. Lots of fun.
Okay.